If you're looking for the best fall and like spooky season eyeshadow palettes, I have a stack of eyeshadows that I'm going to show you today. All of these ones, to my knowledge, you can still purchase. And if you do have these, pull them out because they are perfect for this season. We're going to start off with my stack of fall eyeshadow palettes and then also check for the timestamps if you're just looking for spooky themed eyeshadow palettes, and you can jump to that as well. So I respectively have about 5 in each category, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. I was totally vibing on like the whole fall theme. Fall is like my spirit season. I love fall, and we're going to talk about all of these eyeshadow palettes that I pulled out for you guys today. I'm going to pull some mainstream. I'm also going to be pulling a lot of indie eyeshadows as well. So fall eyeshadow palettes. The first one that I pulled out was actually the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Rose Metals palette. If I remember right, this came out a couple of years ago, and it was actually supposed to be like the holiday release. But this totally reminds me of fall. It has a lot of warmer tones in here. It also has some cool tones in here, and it also offers those grungy green metallic shades that just like scream fall to me. Honestly, this is such a beautiful eyeshadow palette if you're looking for something that's grungy. It's a little bit more 90s grunge, but you can also do something a little bit light and airy with it if you're wanting to. And it does have the versatility to use some of these shades as well to just create something really light and airy. But all these shades are pigmented. They're super blendable. The foil shades in this palette actually turned out to be just so beautiful, and I was thoroughly impressed with the quality of this Anastasia palette. Now, I do have the Norvina palette as well. That one had great quality, but there were some ones that she released after this, like the Fall Romance palette, that I could not grasp. Like, I didn't like that palette, but the Rose Metals palette, great for fall. And let's talk about an indie brand. This is the Sigma Warm Neutrals eyeshadow palette. And Sigma is an independently owned makeup brand. Usually, like, mine came with the double-ended brush. I don't know if they still have that in the like palettes that they have listed. Warm Neutrals is like this mix between pumpkin spice looking eyeshadow looks and like mauvey pink eyeshadow looks. Like, it's just so pretty. It has a range of like, you have reds, warm browns, you have these beautiful pink shades in here that just remind me of like romance and pink and like mauvey eyeshadow looks. This side over here is like my favorite side to create just like a pumpkin spice feeling eyeshadow look. I've actually done an eyeshadow look like that before, and it is like a very warm leaning neutral palette, hence why it's called Warm Neutrals. But honestly, this is like, if you like browns, if you like pinks, if you like a little bit of red, it does give you a little bit of color to play with, but it still kind of leans like more on that neutral side. And it is such an amazing palette. I do have a code with Sigma. It is Staci. I have another indie brand. This is Nomad Cosmetics. This is their Hudson Valley palette. And this, I actually don't know if you can purchase this one. I have to look. But I wanted to include it in this video because Nomad Cosmetics always has these beautiful like destination inspired eyeshadow palettes that they have. They just came out with the Witch City Salem palette. That one is really pretty, and it's like for spooky season. This is the Hudson Valley palette, and it is literally reflective of like what the Hudson Valley in New York State looks like during peak leaf season. So you have some yellow in here, you have some orange, a really beautiful red. This is like a purpley red, and then you have this side, which is like more of like your neutral, cool tone side with some greens in here, some taupier browns, a darker brown, and then you just have these 3 foil shades in the middle. But even though it's so matte heavy with only 3 foils, it's actually really fun to play with. Like, I love playing with this palette, and I just love all of the like imprints on the shadows as well. And it literally, like, the color story literally looks like the packaging, where it's just like this Hudson Valley. It is fall. It is absolutely beautiful. If you're new to my channel, I am from upstate New York. I do not live in the Hudson Valley though. I live actually more in the Finger Lakes of New York, so I do get the same kind of like scene as this though here in New York, upstate New York, and it is so beautiful. And this just truly reminds me of what it looks like in fall for upstate New York. And it's so beautiful. This is such a fun palette to play with. I love doing like sunset looks with it, some burnt like orange looks with it, some like neutral looks, some like green leaning looks. Like it's just so fun to play with. And I will have to, if this is actually available, I'll have to see where, like, I'm gonna have to look at Nomad's website. And then my last palette in like more of the like fall feeling eyeshadow palettes, it is the Muse palette from Cosmic Brushes. This one I'm just like, it offers me the grungy look that I like in fall. It has some of the warm tones, it has some of the cooler tones in here. I love this mustard yellow. It's like one of my favorite shades because it is a true mustard yellow. It has some beautiful purples in here. It has this really nice like deep pigmented, it's called Fig, so it's like a really deep pigmented dark purple, and sometimes it translates on the eyes almost looking black. And then it also has a really beautiful selection of like brown neutral shades and some olive green shades in here. And then it also has some purples and pinks and foils and like grungier greens. There's this one that's like a duochrome. Oh, I love this one. It's like a purple to a blue to a red, and it's a little bit holographic. It's really pretty. And overall, like this just screams fall to me, and it gives me so much variety in the eyeshadow looks that I could create with this, where it's like you want a purple look, you want a green look, or you can mix the colors and make them just look so pretty, but it has a lot of options for you. Now, with what's going on with the tariffs, I know Cosmic Beauty has kind of stopped shipments to the US right now, but eventually we will be getting Cosmic Beauty to be shipped over to the United States again, and I definitely recommend this palette. Sometimes they actually have like the Muse palette with like 2 other palettes. I can't remember which ones they are, but you can buy them in like a trio. Cosmic Beauty has such an awesome formula, and it's really affordable at like a $30 price point. Like it's so good. Now let's move on to spooky palettes. We have 4 spooky palettes that I pulled out. I was going to pull out like my ColourPop, like Hocus Pocus ones, and I was like, if we're going with the theme of being able to purchase these, I need to keep it in that theme. So the first one that we're going to talk about is actually from Cosmic Beauty. It is the Gothic palette. They released this a couple years ago. This is an all purple palette. Like it is like literally like I just love this palette so much. It has such beautiful like formulations in it, and it's so fun to play with because it has these like lilac purples. It has this beautiful multi-chrome that shifts from a pink to a purple to a green. It has this beautiful shade right here. This is like a frosty, almost like blue purple iridescent shade. You can create some really beautiful like purple eyeshadow looks with this palette. It has this really nice sequiny black up here. Like I love this palette. Purples are like my favorite shade to play with when I'm actually thinking of like color. And this one is 12 shades. It's very non-intimidating. It just has grungy purpley shades. It's, oh, I just love it. It's so good. Most of these palettes are actually going to be going in the drawer of like, you need to try these, you need to use these like every single day. Now let's talk about the Vampyrism palette from Jolie Beauty. This thing is like huge. Don't get me wrong. Like it's huge. The Jolie Beauty, they are actually also from the UK, but they are actually getting a US shipper. So they're going to be putting some items in a warehouse over here in the US. But this one is based off of a vampire. It's Vampyrism. And you'll see it has these rich, beautiful purples and reds. Like this shade right here is just so freaking beautiful. Their glitter formula, if you like glitter eyeshadow, it is just like so pigmented. I've always compared their glitter formulations to like the original Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1. These ones are better than Tati's formula. Like they are just so good, so beautiful on the eye. I never experienced any kind of like flaking off with their glitters, and like look how pigmented those are. Like they are just so good. I have another one of their palettes. It's the Radiance palette. I don't think that one's available anymore, but this one is still available. Yes, it's really big. It's like a go big or go home type of palette. So this one actually features so many different combinations, and it is purple red leaning, and then you also have this side that's like cool tone leaning. You have some yellows in here. You do have like an olive green in here. So like there's a lot of looks you can come up with this palette that encompass not only fall but like spooky season. It's honestly a really fun palette. The only, like, I wish it had some multi-chromes and dual chromes in here, but I understand to keep their formula a little bit, like, to keep their palettes a little bit more affordable, they do have like mostly mattes with like foil shades, and then they do have their classic glitter formula, which is what they are known for, and they are really, really good. A couple of, like, those were all indie brands, but this is like an indie brand, and I don't know when she's going to be releasing it again, but we do have the Blood Moon palette from Electrum Cosmetics. I love this palette so much. It's so grungy. It is so like, Blood Moon reminds me of like spooky season, and it is just so grungy. It is so pigmented. It's so fun to play with. The mattes are super blendable. One of my favorite shades is this shade up here. It is called Umbra. I also like Blood Moon right here. This is like a holographic shade. She also has like a velvet blue shade, which is like super fun to play with as well. This shade is just, oh, it's just such a fun palette because it comes with all these like multi-chromes and duochromes with these really deep pigmented mattes, and the looks that I create with this are just so like reminisce of fall. They're very grungy. It kind of reminds me of the look that I have on today, but it's like these are just so pigmented and like sparkly, and I can't get enough of like how beautiful these are. They just have such dimension to them, and I absolutely love this eyeshadow palette. Now I have another indie brand, and this is from Bella Beaute Bar. This is actually the only one that I have from Bella Beaute Bar right now. Oh no, another one of my shades broke. I might actually have to like rebuy the shade. So we have Bella Beaute Bar. This is the Strange and Unusual palette, and this is a very fragile palette. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've had some shades that have broken already, like this one, Tombstone, broke, and now I have Recently Deceased, which is actually one of my favorite shades because it is a like neon green shade. But this one is just like very spooky season inspired. You have this beautiful red down here. I love the chartreuse green. It has a lot of like multi-chromes in it and duochromes in it. I'm trying to be like oh so careful with this because it's a bit frustrating when things break. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's frustrating. This palette is just, it's a lot of fun to play with. It has a beautiful orange shade in here. It has Witch Doctor. Like, this is just such a fun palette to play with, especially for spooky season. And it is reminiscent of the Beetlejuice like theme. Now, some of their shades, especially in this palette, I found that have been a little bit like very, very fragile. So just keep in mind that when you do, if you do purchase this palette or if you have it, because some of my shades have actually broken and I've had to like repress them, which is fine. Like, I know how to repress my shades. That's totally fine. But just just to let you guys know, it is a beautiful formula though. Like, their mattes are super easy to work with, and their multi-chromes are just to die for. Like, they are so good. So when I store my palette, usually I just take like a paper towel or something, and what I do is I fold it and I have it press against whatever shadow like shattered. So I had a couple of shadows that were like a little bit more fragile. I close it up so that it presses it, and then I put it back into the casing. So that's like a little side note for you guys. But this is such a fun palette for spooky season. It has a lot of those like, it has like purples and it has oranges and it has greens, the things that really remind me of spooky season. And honestly, I'm such a fan of the Bella Beauty Bar. Like, it's so pretty, so fun to work with, and I think you can actually buy their shades individually as well. That is all the shadows that I have for today, all of the eyeshadow palettes that are like fall themed but also spooky season themed. If you guys like content like this, definitely make sure you subscribe, and I hope I get to see you in my next video. Bye!